At dawn, the time traveler's zoo awakens, not to the familiar chorus of birdsong, but to a silent, shimmering riddle. Etched in light across the face of the central obelisk, a message pulses, a challenge for all to see. To guard the past, one must face it. To shape the future, one must choose. The air, usually filled with the sounds of creatures from across millennia, is heavy with anticipation. This isn't a normal day at the zoo. Something profound is about to happen. A test set by the very fabric of time itself. The keepers, the guardians of these lost species, are being summoned. Their journey, their very purpose, is about to be questioned, and the future of the zoo, and perhaps time itself, hangs in the balance. The team gathers before the glowing monument, the light reflecting in their wide, uncertain eyes. Lyra, their leader, traces the symbols with her gaze. The mammoth from the Ice Age. The sea scorpion. They're all here, she murmurs, a realization dawning on her face. It's a trial, a test of memory, of ethics, and maybe even a test of our loyalty to the cause we've dedicated our lives to. It's not just a riddle, it's a culmination of everything they've faced. Kale, the tech expert, cross-references the symbols on his datapad. The sequence, ... It's a key. It matches the chronal signatures of the creatures we've rescued. Working together, their minds moving as one, they decipher the puzzle. The symbols align. The obelisk hums with power, and with a low grind of ancient stone, a hidden passage opens beneath the zoo's oldest exhibit, the Jurassic fernery, beckoning them into the depths. With a shared, determined look, they descend into the darkness. The air grows cool and smells of damp earth and something ancient, something electric. As they step into the passage, veins of bioluminescent moss ignite along the walls, casting a soft, ethereal green glow on their path. It feels less like a tunnel and more like a living artery of the zoo itself. They emerge into a vast, circular chamber. The stone door seals behind them with a definitive thud. The air crackles, and a new light fills the center of the room. Trial 1 is about to begin. A test of memory. A life-sized, holographic mammoth, magnificent and terrifying, flickers into existence. It lowers its massive tusks and lets out a deafening trumpet, pawing the ground before charging directly at them. The team flinches, but Lyra stands her ground, her mind racing back to their mission in the Wait, she commands, her voice steady despite the thundering hooves. It's migration pattern from episode 3. It's the key. Her eyes are locked on the phantom beast. Northwest in spring, following the new growth. South by the solstice, to escape the harshest winter. As she speaks the words, the charging mammoth dissolves into a shower of light particles just inches from her face. A heavy stone door on the far side of the chamber rumbles open, revealing the next challenge. The second chamber is stark and clinical. In the center, a small, chirping creature flutters inside a transparent, climate-controlled case. It's a dodo chick, cloned from salvaged DNA, a species brought back from the brink of oblivion. On a console beside it, 2 stark options glow, release, or study. The narrator's voice seems to echo in their minds. The team is instantly divided. We have to study it, argues Dr. Eris, the team's geneticist. Think of the data we could gather, the secrets of its extinction we could unlock. This is a once-in-history opportunity for science. But Rio, the conservationist, shakes her head fiercely. It's a living being, Eris, not a data point. It deserves a chance at freedom, a life outside a glass box. We are preservers, not jailers. The debate rages, a microcosm of the greatest ethical dilemma they face every single day. Preservation versus freedom. Science versus soul. Lyra listens, weighing their words. Finally, she steps to the console. Her hand hovers, then presses the button for release. The dodo chick looks up, and with a soft chime, it vanishes in a shimmering ripple of light, transported to a safe, protected habitat in its own time. A second door slides open. Their choice made, their path affirmed. The final chamber is the most humbling. It's empty, save for two pedestals, bathed in a soft, golden light. On one pedestal rests a large, leather-bound tome. Its pages glow with an internal luminescence, ancient symbols and complex equations swirling across its surface. This is the fabled Tome of Chronos, said to contain all the knowledge of the past, the secrets of time travel itself. On the other pedestal lies a small, wounded microraptor. The feathered dinosaur, no bigger than a crow, shivers a deep gash on its iridescent wing. It lets out a weak, pained cry. The choice is clear, and it is impossible. Only one can be saved. If they choose the tome, the microraptor will be lost to time, its unique life force extinguished forever. If they save the creature, the infinite knowledge within the tome will dissolve, lost to them. Lyra approaches, her heart pounding. The power to understand everything versus the power to save one small life. Her hand trembles as she reaches out, hovering between the two. Knowledge, she says, her voice soft, but filled with a sudden, profound certainty, can be rebuilt. We can learn again? But a life, ... A life is unique. It cannot be replaced. With her decision made, she gently lifts the tiny microraptor into her hands. As she cradles it, the glowing tome on the other pedestal dissolves into a cloud of sparkling dust and vanishes. The moment Lyra makes her choice, the very walls of the sanctuary seem to breathe a sigh of relief. The chamber transforms. The cold stone softens into a warm, inviting glow. A voice, ancient and resonant, echoes, not from a single point, but from the very air around them. The keeper is chosen not by wisdom, but by compassion. Not by what is known, but by what is valued. The wounded microraptor in Lyra's hands begins to heal, the gash on its wing sealing, over as if by magic. It chirps, now strong and clear, and nuzzles against her hand. Then, from the center of the floor, a new light emerges. A glowing, three-dimensional map rises, spinning slowly in the air. It's not a map of land, but of swirling currents and deep-sea trenches, dotted with points of chronal energy. It's a map of Earth's oceans across time. It is the guide to their next great mission arc, the Underwater Epoch. The trial was not just a test, it was an initiation. The team stands in stunned silence, their faces illuminated by the holographic map of ancient seas. The trials have tested their knowledge, their ethics, and their hearts, and they have emerged stronger, more unified. They have proven themselves worthy. Lyra steps forward, her eyes fixed on the new frontier before them. The healed microraptor takes flight, circling her head once before vanishing back to its own time. A determined smile touches Lyra's lips. She looks back at her team, her family, and then back to the map of the unknown. We're not done yet, she says, her voice ringing with promise and adventure. The stirring notes of the theme music begin to swell as the camera pushes in on the swirling, mysterious map, promising untold wonders and dangers in the depths of time. We fade to black, but the journey is far from over. Thanks for watching, everyone! If you enjoyed this episode of Time Traveler Zoo, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our dive into the Underwater Epoch. See you next time!